What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope everyone's having a good day. Got some positive price action in the market today for once, so we got that to go over today, plus some updates with DeHotels, plus a plethora of surprising analysts who are now majorly bullish on Bitcoin. We'll get to all that in a sec. First, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at BenCryptoShow, and let's begin. So first poll of the day. So just simple but curious in the overall market sentiment. Last week the market sentiment was a little more negative than positive. Now it's definitely gotten more positive. It's about 50-50, I'd say, maybe even more bullish than bearish. So the poll is, has BTC bottomed out or not? So we got about 50-50 either way. That's kind of winning the poll right now. We got votes all across the board. I put this poll up just about an hour or two ago, a little later than usual. So tomorrow I'll get back to that one and see what the major overall sentiment is. But sentiment is definitely more positive than usual. So that looks good. How's the market doing today? About 21,000, so up 4%, collectively up about 7-8% in the last couple days. So it definitely does seem that the holiday sort of FUD, whatever you want to call it, is over, and now that the holiday is done, prices are quietly creeping back up. That is good news. Tomorrow, before I forget, I'm going to have a very good poll. I don't want to give it away, because then somebody else might steal it beforehand and use it themselves, but check it out. Good poll tomorrow. Now let's see, so which analysts are now bullish on Bitcoin? We got a plethora of very surprising analysts who don't usually give their opinions too much, or have been sort of disinterested in the market lately during the bear activity. They have just roared back to life in the last few days. Major bullish indicators, if you ask me. Let's look at who these analysts are. First, Mistress Pump. She is back. She was hardly tweeting in the last couple weeks. She, two posts in a week, 2 tweets in a week. That's very unlike her. She's the mistress of the pump, so she's much more active during bull market times, but just yesterday, she declared the crypto bear market is over. That was it. That was the tweet. The bear market is over. Tweeted yesterday. Major bullish indicator right there. Who else? My nephew Travis. He usually does not give his opinion on the markets, but he did today. Let's give a listen.
Is the market going up or down?
See, there we go. I've asked him before. I ask him several times a week. He never really likes giving his opinion, or, even a little negative sometimes. Today, or yesterday, whenever I film that, majorly bullish. That's bullish for Bitcoin. Let's move on. Another bottom indicator, Jim Cramer, is now talking about how he's totally given up on Bitcoin, and he put this out in a tweet. He's totally given up. He thinks it might go to zero in so many words, blah, blah, blah. That is a major bullish indicator. The reason is, I have nothing against Jim Cramer. The reason is that he keeps track of so many different sectors. He keeps track of cryptocurrencies. He keeps track of equities. He keeps track of fiat currencies. He keeps track of commodities. I mean, it's just impossible for the guy to stay on top of every single sector, so he typically, a lot of times, gets the news from each sector a little bit after everyone else does. So when he starts talking about something like Bitcoin's bottomed out, it's going to zero, which was the big news kind of 2 weeks ago, people thought that. So then Jim Cramer gets it 2 weeks later. That's typically the sign that that bearish cycle has passed, and now it's going to be a bull run. But then the most positive indicator on the day, the most bullish analyst of all, just shocking, if you ask me, shocking, Leah Halpern. She has barely touched Bitcoin price movements, crypto, or anything in the last couple weeks, maybe even the last couple months, and just out of the blue. Now, we don't ask too much of her, just baby steps, but just yesterday, she put out this tweet. When the market is down like this, it's important to go back to the basics. Step 1, buy Bitcoin. Step 2, forget about it and hold for 5 years. So yeah, we're not asking her to do any really heavy due diligence. It's not a trip to the moon and back. It's not a space shuttle launch. Just basic crypto tweets, Bitcoin tweets. First one in a couple weeks. BitMEX, that's the show her sponsor. That is the company that sponsors her show. They are just going nuts that she's back talking about Bitcoin again. Major bullish for the sector. So we got a lot of surprising analysts who've just kind of been on the sidelines lately. They're back in it. They're interested again. Sentiment is definitely changing. Moving on, Greg, Twitter user Greg, he's a big hit on crypto. He apparently got a free Tesla Model S Plaid, so I looked it up. I guess that's a $135,000 car, given to him for free as a gift from FTX and Tesla. So, I mean, this is just pretty good, cost-efficient advertising. I mean, companies don't get to the top by being idiots. They're smart about things here. So you can either pay a regular celebrity, $10, $20, $30 million to have them sponsor your company, whether it's Tesla, FTX, any similar big company, or you can just give away one free car, $130,000 to Greg, and get as much good publicity, if not even more, probably even more in this case. So that's just good, cost-efficient advertising by both of those companies there. Congrats to Greg on the free car. Looks pretty sweet. Coinbase, let's move on. They've been a little quiet the last week. Haven't reported too much on them. Their last tweeting was July 1st. It looks like maybe the social media department is part of the reshuffling that's going on, but they have said they're hiring in Europe. They put out this article about 2 or 3 days ago. They are hiring in France, Italy, Spain, and the Netherlands. It's like they laid a few people off in the U.S. They scaled back in India, but now they're refocusing their energy on the European countries. That's a good move there. So, even if you just read the headlines, companies are laying off. That's not always the case. They're just reshuffling, hiring in other departments. Move on. So DeHotels is the company I did the video spotlight on last week. Talked to the team. I'm a huge fan. Majorly bullish. They are a hotel DAO. If you've ever fantasized about being a fractional owner of a hotel and getting governance votes to act like a hotel CEO and take part in management decisions, this is the project for you. It's still new. They're not on an exchange or anything, but a lot of good things are happening. Here's a 20-second clip of their CEO, DeMonte, doing an interview with K-Lion Media, a crypto-based Australia media organization. She's describing a new partnership here. Take a listen.
We have a really great examples. For example, Fries now. So these guys are doing pretty much the same thing on the restaurants, on the fast food chains. We can see very, very successful.
Okay, there's supposed to be 10 more seconds of that clip there. I think I copy and pasted it wrong. But yeah, that was the correct first 12 seconds. So yeah, Fries DAO is the partnership. They are this company right here. They basically do what DeHotels does, but for fast food chains. If you buy their token, then you get fractional ownership of a variety of different fast food chains, and you get governance votes. You get to take part in management decisions. Your voting goes towards the same sorts of decisions that the CEO of the fast food restaurant makes. So it sounds like an ideal partnership. They're at similar stages. They've been around a few months longer. Looks like about December 2021. They got a decent following here. They raised $5.4 million, and that looks like a seed round right there. So that was in February. They closed a $5.4 million fundraise. That's pretty good there. So that's very impressive. This company is just fully legit. Great things going on there. Always good to see new partnerships happening with any company you are a fan of or involved in or whatnot. It's good. Let's move on. U.S. and South Korea set to share data on the Terra Luna meltdown. So I guess major South Korean, their justice minister, flew to New York. That's pretty big. Flew to New York to meet with U.S. investigators, I believe, from the SEC. So I mean, that's cross-country, cross-world flying to to share data on an investigation. That means both sides mean business. It's on Terra and Do Kwon. Both countries are kind of looking into their own respective laws that the company in Do Kwon may have violated. But we will see where this goes. This is anything with South Korea, whether it's good, bad, investigative or not. I think it's always a good thing with crypto because, as I said, the 2017 run-up was mostly led by trading in South Korea. The traders, South Koreans, just get very excitable. Word of mouth seems to travel there faster than in almost any other first world country. For example, BTS, the global pop band from South Korea, they're responsible for 3% of the total economy in South Korea, so it just goes to show word of mouth, especially amongst the youth there, travels extremely fast. So if we can get them excitable about crypto and the different coins and trading, that's bullish for the whole sector as a whole. That's it. So just a short episode today. I'll be back with tomorrow with a new episode. Again, follow me on Twitter at BenCryptoShow. Ben Crypto signing out. Later.